here we are. Hello everyone, and today I want to tell you all about a story. Another performance horror story, or should I say a rehearsal horror story. So a few years ago, it was my senior year in college. About my university, kind of the background of it, it's a state school, and it really is kind of a small program. Really talented players there, really solid stuff, but it was, at the end of the day, very much a small school when it came to its music department. This is not like Juilliard, right, that we're talking about here. This isn't like a school with 1,001 students that could perform this piece easily. With that, we played Gustav Mahler's Third Symphony. For those of you who don't know what that symphony is, it's one of the biggest works in all of orchestra history. So like, think French horns, 8 of them, 8 French horns. Big brass sweeping sections, as well as beautiful intricate moments. And a choir, a children's choir, a soloist. Melody that Disney kind of ripped off later.
Our guest, be our guest, put ourselves to the test.
So we're performing this thing, and it's also kind of a big deal because we're flying in this guy from Austria, a very heavy, big deal, like, conductor type. This guy's a big deal. That's just a little more added pressure. On top of that, I'm playing trumpet. I'm a trumpet performance major, and I have this wonderful opportunity of both playing the principal trumpet part as well as the infamous offstage post-horn solo that's in the third movement. Now, a post-horn, it's like a little baby French horn, but no one really plays with those anymore. There's a lot of debate about how they play this excerpt, but for me, in this purpose, I just played it on my C trumpet. Here's the thing. It's an offstage solo. It's 10 minutes long. It's literally just trumpet, like some French horns and strings. That's it. And it's this delicate, beautiful, beautiful piece. It's very much like reminiscent of an old, distant folk song. I talk about it in my Mahler pieces to listen to. And so I've been training for this for a while. I've been practicing with my private teacher, on my own, everything. Working this thing out as much as I can, getting in the intricate details, getting it all squared away, solid. Then the time comes that the conductor comes in, the big boy conductor. He has a week here. It's like a residency, and he's going to be running these huge rehearsals that were going until like 9 o'clock at night, right? During one of the first rehearsals, my orchestra teacher, the normal orchestra teacher, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey, so if you knew who this guy was, you'd know that this isn't how he sounds." That's for those who know me, I guess. He comes up to me and he says, "How about we play your offstage solo up there, up in the rafters?" And me, I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, let's try it." And so I get special permission from the stage tech crew. This is a huge stage. This is the big venue of the entire university. The way to get up there is that you have to climb up this very small ladder backstage that has like kind of tubing around the back of it. And you're climbing and climbing and climbing. You get there up to the top, and if you're a little bit afraid of heights, it's kind of a nightmare because it's all grates. You look down, you just see the chairs in the audience, and then you also, the hand railings aren't really hand railings, they're just little pipes that you kind of hold on to, and they're like, "It's safe." And I'm like, I get it, but my heart's beating because also I'm about to perform this thing for the first time to this conductor. And this is kind of a weird situation, I realized, because there's no monitor for me to look at. Usually, the protocol of someone playing off stage is that there's a monitor which follows the conducting of the conductor, and then you can kind of understand what he's trying to say, right? There was none of that because they assumed that I could just see him up from the rafters, which I couldn't, because I have my stand, and the peripheral vision is like, if I'm playing trumpet, I gotta play it right, and I gotta hold it up really well. So I could only just barely see the conductor from the corner of my vision. And on top of that as well, I can only really see downbeats. I can't see anything else. That's really not a good thing. So I'm only, I'm just trying the best I can. It's the first rehearsal with this thing, and I'm also just nervous as heck. My brave superhero private teacher, he breaks his way up to the top there with me, and they said, you're not allowed up here. And he's up there with his cup of coffee, and he's like, no, I'm here for my student. Seriously, my private teacher is a superhero. But he's back there, and he's kind of supporting me through it, and he's realizing how stupid this whole thing is turning into, because for one thing, I wasn't really off stage. I was still had direct line to the audience, which means that the kind of muted, far away effect was pointless. It's just a trumpet coming from above their heads at that point, right? I can't see a thing that the conductor is doing, and my intonation's wacky because I'm nervous, I'm shaking, I have the view below me is crazy, and it hits me that, holy crap, if we're actually going to do this thing, I would have to get off stage after the first movement, make my way up in a tuxedo with a trumpet on my back, because I can't hold the trumpet while climbing the ladder, so I have to have my little trumpet case that has a little backpack to it, and I have to just climb up this ladder, sweating up a storm in the heat of the one and only performance that we have. And I'm just, I just realized this isn't going to be good, because then I'm up there and I have to sneak my way over. I have to be very quiet with keeping my trumpet warm, because people can't know that I'm up there. And then I would just have to play while my heart's beating, and I'm playing this little lullaby up there. It's just set up for disaster. That rehearsal, it didn't go well. The Viennese conductor, he definitely looked up and he was like, this is not working, and he just was mad. Because he was also mad because we weren't prepared as a group, because we were a small school that didn't know how to perform Mahler. We didn't have enough people to pull this off. So I go back down, and I get taken away by my girlfriend, now wife. We head back to my place, and I'm just bawling because it was the most intense rehearsal I've ever had in my life. And I felt like all the work I was working on just kind of, right? The next day, the conductor comes up to me and he says, I don't know what I was thinking with doing something like that, above everyone. Let's just do the standard, which is just, you're backstage, off the side, they open the door a little bit, and you perform the solo with a monitor for you to see the conductor. So we rehearsed it that night with the monitor and everything, and it couldn't have gone better. It was a very good thing. So, day of the performance comes around. Here's a picture of me performing it. I haven't been able to kind of pull myself to listen to the recordings of this. I listened to it right away, and I thought it was okay, but it's hard to listen to old recordings of you, especially in a performance sometimes. Well, so there's that. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope I'm going to be doing more of these kind of things. I think it'd be really nice if I could get other people on this format in this style, telling their horror stories. More content's coming soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please like, all that jazz, everything about it, and thank you. Have a good day. That sounds like a phone call. You guys are awesome. Thank you.